Hi, everyone. I'm Diane Lupo. Welcome to Roland Comtois Soul Stories, where every week Roland brings us inspiration and his signature purple papers. And I know he's been on vacation and you're dying to see him tonight. So please welcome inspirational speaker, medium, and really great dancer, Roland.
Well, that's a nice intro. Thank you very much.
Well, you've been doing all those live videos with Hazel with the disco music and
Hello. And
those of
she
you who
loves
don't,
she
for
loves
those of you who don't know, Hazel is Roland's dog.
Oh wow, I'm excited to be here tonight after being off for a little bit of time. Okay, it does say we're live on YouTube. I'm checking the buttons because you start talking and then it says streaming. We're not it keeps saying you're there, you're not there. So there's a little bit of a weird
Well, it's
vibe.
great. My husband's been saying that for a long time.
Hello, people.
You're there, you're not there.
All right, people are seeing us. I can see people saying hello on YouTube. So great. We are live. We have a few people tuning in tonight. Thank you all for being here. I'm excited to be with you tonight. And if you were listening to my 11:11 show this morning, I've got some interesting stories to tell. I mean, I've been doing readings for a long time. How about you, Diane? How long, Diane, have you been doing them?
Well, I maybe 5 years, 5, 6. Well, actually, I got my first tarot deck when I was 13. So I always played with it,
Oh,
but I never did it professionally until about 5 years ago.
okay. Well, I can't wait. I'm going to share that story in a couple of minutes. There's so many things I want to talk about with everybody. I just want to say hello to everybody that's tuning in and giving us a shout out there in YouTube land. Hi, Susan and Elena, and hello, Wacky Monkeys 9. We see you. I love that.
Wow, that's a
Yeah.
handle.
That's a heck of a handle. Hello, Donna and Joanne and Joan DeMaio and 26KK Kirby. We're all happy to be together tonight to talk about all kinds of things. I am going to talk a little bit about doing readings because I'm telling you, I have a story that is incredible. But before we begin, Diane, you know that we're giving away a couple of things tonight, right?
Yeah, we have a winner for the Dunkin' Donuts card, which you've been giving to. Woo, yay! Ring the bell.
Oh,
Frontline workers nominated by June Fagan, Holly DeSimone. Congratulations. Holly works at St. Vincent's Hospital in Bridgeport, Connecticut. So thank you, Holly.
Thank you, Holly, and congratulations. And to all the winners so far of the Dunkin' Donuts gift cards, we're glad to do it. And who knows what's going to come next. And we want to thank you, all of you out there, all of the essential workers, everybody out there on the front lines doing all their thing. We thank you so much for your support and keeping all of us going. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you 1,000 times. And Diane, at the end of
the journal.
Guess what? Look at this, Diane.
Now, did you buy that on your last trip to Italy from CC Italy?
Yeah.
That's a beautiful journal.
It's beautiful. The cover is handmade. The paper is handmade in Italy.
Oh,
wow. It really is very magnificent. And just so people understand the story of this, because if you don't know it, I love St. Francis. Does anybody out there like St. Francis? Because I love St. Francis, and this particular book, their journals, are made in Assisi, Italy, and this is right in the Piazza, the store that I purchased this from. And this particular journal walked the St. Francis feast day with me.
Wow. And so it has great vibes.
Oh my God. It's got St. Francis and the energy and all that love. So tonight, someone out there is going to win this journal. So just stay tuned until the end of the show, and you have to be here to win. So when we make that announcement, you got to be here to win it. So just hang on.
Yeah. So what should they do, Roland? Should they write something in the feed, or should they say something special, or?
Yeah, You could just say hi. I mean, really, just say hi. I mean, I see people now saying, I love St. Francis rocks, whatever you want to say there, give accolades to St. Francis, and then I'm in. I'm totally in.
Okay.
So thanks, Diane. Great question. So we're talking tonight about readings. And for those of you that don't know, Diane just said she's been doing readings professionally for 5 years. I have been doing them for a very long time. I think since maybe 41 years. I think 17 or 15, 17. That was my first official time. I mean, I would look at a deck of cards and I would, tell the story that I'm feeling, and I would just share the words and the messages and whatever it is that I was feeling. So, this is a 40-year window of time that I've been invested in sharing those stories that I get intuitively, instinctively, energetically, just like you, Diane, right? Something amazing happens.
Oh, I love when something amazing.
Oh my God. Okay, wait. I can't wait any longer. I can't. I'm gonna get to the purple papers, but I can't wait.
So much for the back and forth discussion.
I know.
All that prep work.
Oh my God. Yeah. So anyways, I'll stretch it out a little bit, just a little bit. I want everyone to
A little suspense. Actually, what did you use for your very first deck? My first deck was a huge tarot deck. But what
I used a regular deck of playing cards, and I would sit with someone and I would lay them out in rows, and I would lay them out however I was feeling. And then I would look at them, and I think I said the story before. I had a dream when I was in my teenage years. And in that dream, the angels were there, and I was sitting at a table and they were doing a reading for me.
Wow.
And they were telling me what the cards meant. So the nines meant something special, and the sevens mean something special, and the 5 talks about change, and 2.
So you got your training from above.
Yeah, right.
Or wherever.
Wherever. Hey, if you're looking for any certificates, I don't have any because the angels weren't giving any. I just had that amazing moment, and I sat there and I would, use the cards as an instrument. And by the way, if you're out there and you do readings and you use cards, tarot cards or angel cards, Diane uses all kinds of decks, I think, huh, Diane?
I have, well, I use the tarot cards for myself, or, very personal, close friends, because I find them to be very honest.
Yes.
Angel cards are very forgiving, and they're very sweet and kind, and they ease the message. And sometimes I began using the regular playing cards because
Oh.
it's more of a challenge for me to not rely on the cards at all. And I find that interesting. You
So,
told me that.
for those of you that are out there right now, I'm curious if you do readings, and what do you use? Do you use a regular deck of cards? Do you use tarot cards? Do you go for readings? Have you, had moments where you sat with someone and they intuitively connected to you? Maybe they talked about a loved one. Maybe they talked about your life experience or your path. So I'd be curious to know what some of you think. What are your thoughts about readings? What are your thoughts about getting them, and all of that stuff? Because I'm intrigued by that. And so we have a few people that are tuning in. We thank you all for listening tonight. We see that many of you are listening from all parts of this country. There are even people vacationing in Wells, Vermont. Thank you for being here and bringing us into your vacation experience. So, I have found from the very beginning, like you just said, that the readings are very real, real in the sense that Steve has a great line about the truth. I forgot the line because I can never remember Steve's lines, but
There's no,
there's no rehearsing the truth. Yeah.
no rehearsal. The truth needs no rehearsal.
That's exactly it. So the cards they speak on behalf of your energy. They speak on behalf of what you're all about. So people are saying right now, Diane, that Lizzie says she uses she had a great reading long ago by someone who held her ring. Yeah, there is a special word for that. Telemetry, I think. No, that's a hospital word. A hospital word. I'll get back to you about it. Someone
Well,
talks
how
about,
was your vacation?
I think I need another one. Someone does tarot readings. Someone's talking about using another tarot deck and you taking a course. Those are all exciting things, and they're all very positive, really. And I think that they, as Diane just said, they're very telling. But it's not really about fortune telling. Here's what I wanted to, I want to give you my viewpoint, and Diane, you can share yours also.
Mhm.
My perspective is that the reader is simply extracting what exists in the person and in the space already, you know.
Yes, the energetic sphere.
Yes, it's not like a prediction, though it sounds like it. It's not,
Well, I
right?
believe it works just like, yeah, the same concept as manifestation. It's in our realm. It's in our energy field. We just have to extract it.
Right. And sometimes you need someone to help you
Yes,
see that, right? And so
yes.
that's why I think going to a spiritualist or a spiritual reader or someone like Diane or even myself, I think that those moments help you to see something that you cannot see so clearly.
Or you don't believe can happen.
Oh, exactly. Yeah,
They
sure.
offer hope lots of times. Or some people just don't believe they can attain those things, or and it's even possible. And then when they see it in the cards, I know that's how I always felt it. I used to call it my barometer. It gave me a little inspiration to go for it, just
Yeah,
to.
that's a great way. That's a great analogy. By the way, Connie Marchek is is correcting me by saying it's psychometry, not tele.
Trigonometry.
Oh, anyways, it is psychometry. So, I got a lot of stories about psychometry as well, but we're going to stick to readings for tonight because there is a story that I have to tell, and I can't hold back any longer because 20 years ago, I did a session for someone, and she just recently, 20 years later, sent me
Wow.
an email. Now, I bet you've had moments like this too. You're doing a session for someone, you're doing a reading for someone, and they're looking at you like, nah, nah, no, nah, nah, no, you're crazy. I
Yeah,
don't know
right
what,
before the pandemic. Like
huh?
right before the pandemic, I read three older women, late 80s, and I thought I was losing my mind. All three of them, gave them the message: you're going to be getting unexpected money will be coming in the mail and in a check and blah, blah, blah. And one of them got in touch with me later and she said, I just got my unexpected money in the mail. I just got my $1,200 check from the government,
Oh my God. Oh my God. I love that. I
right? So
totally love that. That's the way it
imagine,
happens. I
yeah.
think you have to go into that session trusting yourself, really. You have to make sure you find someone that's reputable, someone you trust, someone you believe in, someone that's been referred to you, because that's going to enhance the experience altogether. Just on a side note, Carol is asking us, how do you go about picking your first set or your first deck of cards?
Well,
I
that's a
think
good
it
question.
is a good question. I think, again, you have to listen to that inner voice and see what that inner voice is telling you. Pick up the deck, hold it. What do you feel? What do you sense? You have any other thoughts about that, Diane?
Absolutely. I know I've ordered some decks online, and I play with them for a while and then they end up sitting on the shelf. The ones that I have handpicked that were attracted to me because of the colors or vibe or the message, and those are the ones you go with. You have to vibe with them. And
Yeah.
they're crystals. They could be 10 boxes of the same cards, but one deck will be the right one.
Well, Virgo Girl says, my cards pick me, which I also love.
Mhm.
And Joanne says it as well. I think you just got to trust your inner feelings, trust that insight, trust that vibration, and choose one. And then I would say play with it, feel it, work with it, experience it before you do anything with it. Just feel the cards, read them, get connected to them, whether you're doing a regular deck of cards or anything else. Now, I am going to give you a little secret. Next week, because we're so much into the readings, Diane, don't forget this, please, because I'm just thinking of this right now. Next week, Diane and I are going to have our cards with us. And we're going to have our special little things, right?
Ooh,
I'm going to
for a
bring
study.
I am going to bring my regular deck of cards, which I've used for 25 years at least. It's the same deck. I'm going to have with me my chakra stones, and I'm going to have with me another set of cards. And Diane and I are going to play with them next week. And if we need to extend the time, maybe we'll go 45 minutes to maybe
Oh, yeah.
answer some of your questions. But Diane and I are going to do that together for you next week as a thank you
Fun.
for all of your contributions and all of your support of Soul Stories after all these years. So thank you for all of you watching tonight. There's so many people on. Thank you, Virgo Girl in Michigan, for tuning in tonight. And we have people from all over the country. Hello, Jackie Trudeau. She's saying hello. Pat Guria in New Hampshire. Thank you so much. And a lot of people all over the place. So thank you.
Yeah, Kathy Caulfield, Carol Tucker.
Oh, you're seeing it. Oh, good.
Girl.
Yeah, okay, good. So back to my email of a story that started 20 years ago. I used to have a little place in Harmony, Rhode Island.
That's where I first saw you.
Yeah,
Please,
yeah.
yeah.
It was called Hands of Light Reiki Center. And it changed to the Center for Inner Harmony somewhere within the first year and a half of being there. And there was a woman that came in for a session, and she tells the entire story of her session and her reading. And she goes on to say that I told her, and I don't remember, do you remember what you tell people?
No, once in a while, like if they remind me, I might remember some of the story, but usually not. I usually don't.
I don't, it's very rare that I remember. So when she asked me, do you remember what happened 20 years ago? I said, I don't remember what happened 20 minutes ago, let alone 20 years ago. And apparently in that session, I said to her something about a past life experience, someone named John, something about a Civil War general, a miraculous medal, and all these things, all these amazing things. And she says in the email, hey, I gotta tell you a secret, she says, and I can see her kind of winking at me, right? I gotta tell you a secret. None of it made sense. None, she said. Nothing made sense. That story did not make sense. And I kept going on her about the past life and the story. Well, fast forward to last year, she finds herself at Gettysburg. Here's where it gets really amazing.
Ooh.
She's in Gettysburg. She walks into a cemetery. And of course, I'm probably not telling the story in the best way because it's not my story to tell, but I do want to share it in the best way that I can. She walks into a cemetery. She realizes that the numbers are now coinciding to something that I had told her years ago. She talks about in her letter to me about this amazing medal her sister gave her 15 years ago, and goes on and on and on and on and on. Here's what she discovered. You got to hold on, because these are these amazing moments when you know, woo, it's not just voodoo.
See, if we had sponsors, this would be a great time to cut to a commercial. Where's your book? Order Signs of Spirit by Roland Comtois today.
Oh, Diane.
Now back to Roland.
Diane, you know we don't have sponsors. We don't have a contract.
We just about have lights.
we just about have lights anyway. And by the way, this is not a Hawaiian shirt, FYI.
It's Canadian.
Oh my God. So she talks about being in the cemetery, and she goes to the plot with the numbers and the dates, and she realized that the numbers that she heard and the name that she heard were the same. She looks at the cemetery plot. It's the name of the man that I told her 20 years ago.
Oh my God.
I know. Listen to this. This is where it gets amazing, and I had nothing to do with it. She says that her sister gave her this she calls it a miraculous medal. It was given to her by her sister some years ago. In her, oh my God, Oh, you can't make this stuff up. In her research, she discovers that the man, John, who died with the same medal on.
Oh my gosh.
So she says to me, and it's in highlighted here. I'm not going to say her name, obviously, for confidentiality, but she goes on to say that she recently learned that he was wearing the same medal around his neck when he was killed. Okay, now here's where the story gets juicy.
Oh, it's pretty juicy already. That's
Here's where it gets juicy. I said to her that the guy was her soulmate, and the reason why he was your soulmate was because you never had a chance to fulfill your lives together. She goes on to say
oh my
that
gosh.
he was Catholic and his girlfriend or wife to be was another religious belief. They were never able to be out together, and they were never able to take their engagement public to marriage.
Oh
And then he
my
was
gosh.
killed. Think about that for a minute.
Oh,
So she goes on to say he was killed before they could marry. So she came to the assessment. Now, she made that assessment on her own, that all these pieces that, imagine she sat with that for 20 years.
I'm glad it clicked in her. I'm glad she didn't miss that moment, right? Because when you have a reading, sometimes you go into shock a little bit, or you zoom in on one thing and you forget the rest of the reading. The fact that she pulled all those elements of the reading together in that moment, that in and of itself is fascinating.
It is. And she ends the email by saying, many, many years ago, when I was just getting to know you, it has now come full circle 20 years later, and I needed you to know how grateful I am for the message and how thankful she was. She made this amazing discovery. And this is why I wanted to talk about this. Because sometimes when the channeler, whether you're getting a message from a loved one or a reader like Diane, and she's pulling from that space this amazing message. By the way, I have also had a reading with Diane. She is superb. I highly recommend. I highly recommend Diane.
Ellen,
I highly recommend. No, I'm not kidding. I highly recommend
wow.
Diane for a session. So check her out. The reality of this is, and by the way, we're not here selling anything. We're
No.
here to say to you that
Okay, now I'm nervous.
we're here to say that if you go into that session open-hearted, which
Yeah.
means without any expectation, without ego, without hesitation, if you really just step into that experience, now something amazing will happen. Couldn't we say that about everything in life? Take, for example,
Yeah,
the
yeah, come.
pandemic. If we lead our lives without expectation at this moment, without ego and without hesitation, which means no fear, then we can fulfill our destinies. We can do these things. And someone has the power, and that's you, by the way, out there. You have the power to step through all of the doorways, all of the doorways. Now, Dale Belushi, we're giving you accolades, just so you know right now. And everybody is chiming in about their readings and talking about this. I know it's amazing. The story is amazing. You cannot absolutely make it up. I mean, there are things that happen that you can't make up. Excuse me.
No, sometimes as a reader, you might sometimes I hear things that I think are, am I really going to say this out loud because it sounds so ridiculous? And I've gotten the courage to trust from working with you, Roland, because I see how, every now and then even you say, gee, I can't believe I'm saying this out loud.
Mm.
We're not the ones who should be judging what's coming through. We're just the vehicle, right? We're just the
vehicle. Absolutely.
vehicle. So trust is the huge thing on the part of the reader and on the part of the recipient.
And another factor on the part of the reader, you have to be a channeler of love. No matter what kind of reading you're doing, you have to know love, understand love, and be love. because love is the greatest communicator. Whether you're doing a reading or whether you're getting a message from a loved one, whether you're talking about the universe, whether you're getting a message from an angel reader, that person who's offering you that moment has to be in a space of love. And if it isn't, you should walk out of the room immediately. If you walk into a space and someone is full of ego, walk out. Walk out, because it is all about the essence and the energy of love. I need to take another drink, excuse me.
Sure. I've been lucky. I had some great, through my life, I would always go every year. I would go twice a year, once on around my birthday time to one reader, and then 6 months later, a couple of my friends and I would go, we'd call it the second psychic opinion. We'd go another reader. We would drive 2 hours to Darwin up in somewhere in North Stoneham, I think it was. And sometimes we'd wait 3 or 4 hours from our appointment time, because she was always running behind, to get the second opinion. And it was always so fascinating to me that, and not everything verbatim would come true, but I always, I called it my barometer. I knew it would help me navigate through, like I expected, I'm going to have a rough time this month. It's coming. This is what she was, this must be what she was talking about, but I know it's going to be okay, because, so it always gave me ease to navigate through the difficult times. So it helped in a lot of ways.
I think it does. A lot of people are commenting about how comforting they are and how helpful they are. And that really is what the reading is supposed to do. And I know we're running a little behind schedule. Just hang out with us just for a couple of minutes, because we're going to be announcing the winner. I do want to talk about a couple of papers, but I want to finish this conversation about these readings. And I think if you go for a session with someone, it is critically and important that you go to someone who is reputable. You go to someone that's been referred to you. You do not give them $10,000 and sign your life away. You do not give your mother's jewelry away. Do not do it.
And don't give them any money to remove curses.
Yes, please.
I couldn't believe how there's a lot of readers out there who do that. Oh, you have a curse, but if you bring me $10, I'll remove the curse. And then it escalates and people fall for it. And I feel bad about that. That shouldn't be.
No, it should not be. So, I know that sometimes we are feeling desperate. I know that sometimes we're fearful and nervous, and there's an anxiety and you feel like you really need to do it right away. I'm suggesting hold back, step back, and wait until you find the right person who supports you on your mission. So there's a lot of, Connie's saying there's a lot of scammers. You're not kidding. There's a lot of people that just aren't telling the truth, but they're there to help in some way. So, that's my take on readings. I see a lot of you are talking about the journal. A lot of you are talking about readings. We're so happy you're here. I am about to announce the winner, because I have scrolled through and I found some. I just picked it randomly. This is a random moment. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready? And I'm so happy I'm happy to release this. The winner. Let me make sure I say someone's name right.
Uh-oh. It's not Italian, is it?
No. Here we go. The winner of this journal tonight, here live with Diane and I, Jenny Newton. If you're still here right now, you've got to say yes. I have to see your name in the stream right now. Jenny Newton, are you still here? Jenny Newton, are you still here? Are you still in the room with us? Because if you are, then you are the winner. I have to see your name pop back up on the screen. If it does not.
I don't see her yet.
Yep. I saw her somewhere up there. That's how I chose her. Jenny Newton. Jenny Newton. Well, don't say congrats yet until she shows her face here. Everybody,
Jenny.
come
Yay,
on,
Jenny.
Jenny. Jenny, someone, come on, Jenny.
Jenny, if you're out there, just sign in. Let us know you're there.
Oh, well, everyone is saying, there she is. Woo, woo.
Hey,
Hey, Jenny. Jenny, could you just let us know what state you're from? If you're from another country, we'll have to talk about shipping and handling.
You didn't just say that. You didn't just say that.
I'm only kidding. Jenny, where are you from? She's from another country? Are you kidding? No.
I don't see it yet.
All right, let's see where she's from. So
I keep
anyway,
feeling she's there.
yeah, she's here. We see that you're here. You won, Jenny. I just want to know what state you're from, and then you're going to private message us your information. So Jenny, just let us know what state you're from. That would be lovely to know. And finally, we're going to do our final 3 purple papers for tonight because, we have to do the purple papers.
How have they been while you've been on vacation? Have they been quiet or noisy?
Well, they on vacation, they were quiet. During pandemic, they've been nervous. Jenny is from Rhode Island. Woohoo! 395.
Congratulations.
395 to send it. I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. So, all right, Jenny, you are the winner. Reach out to us and we'll
See, if we had a sponsor, they'd pay for the shipping.
Yeah, I know. Well, does anybody want to sponsor the show?
Look, you get all this.
Here you go. Here are tonight's papers. I want to bring this one back. Oh, let me see myself on the screen because I want to bring this one back up from this morning. It was Olivia. Olivia was in need of much nursing care. I was feeling heaviness in my breath, my lungs. My kids need to know, I mean, really need to know that I am not upset with them at all. I hope you can tell them. I hope they listen. That's why I pulled it out. It's so powerful. Second paper for tonight. Jack. This was written on 2/24/2020. Jack was confused, very confused and surprised about what the doctor said, was happening to him. I felt so crazed when he said the word, in quotes. I'm so really sorry about what you had to do to manage because of me. And it changed fast.
Oh.
It was slow and then overwhelming and then fast. I tried to be brave. You were brave. You were strong. And I love you. And then the final message for tonight, 2/4/2020. This is from Helen. Helen found Mary waiting for her. I was so sick during the last 3 years. It was one illness after another. My lungs, my stomach, my pain, all of it was hard. I also didn't want to look bad, but I looked awful. Mary was visiting me for weeks in my dreams. And then there she was on that last day, standing by my side.
Wow.
And then she says, I am home.
Oh.
So those are the purple papers for tonight. Beautiful message. That's the story from 20 years ago. Jenny is the winner. It's just all exciting. Diane and I will return next week. I think we'll probably do 45 minutes. Okay, Diane?
Sure thing.
And do you guys want to do 45 minutes next week with Diane and I? Let us know if you want to. We're going to come with our cards. We're going to have a little fun because, amen, hallelujah, we need some fun. We really need some fun. It's so overwhelming. So next week, we'll come back and be with you. Now, on a side note, I've got exciting things happening. In August, I have a brand new live schedule that you're going to want to be part of if you want to meditate. There's also launching a new meditation series and a mediumship series. I mean, there's a lot of things coming down the pipe that you are going to be able to do very comfortably from the seat of your, chair, room?
The seat of your pants.
There you go. Thank God Diane is here. You're going to do it from the comfort of your home.
Absolutely.
As always, we thank you so much for being here. Congratulations to the Dunkin' Donuts $10 gift card winner, Holly
Holly DeSimone.
Simone and Jenny Newton. You win this. And let me say, I've got more things to give away from Italy. Shh, don't tell anybody. They're coming in the weeks ahead here on Soul Stories. We want to thank you for being part of our lives and allowing us to come into your living rooms and bedrooms. And
Hopefully not your bathrooms, but
oh God. Anyways, thanks everybody. We look forward to seeing you again on Soul Stories. And until next time, we send you love. Good night, Diane. Thanks so much.
good night, Roland. Namaste. everybody.
Namaste all. I'll see you soon. It's not ending. Ah, there it goes. It still hasn't ended.